Good morning. Tammy Pickens here from RMAC Insurance, and I'm here with Jessica Stewart, our Vice President of Sales and Personal Lines. We just wanted to talk a little bit about what's happening in the auto insurance market. It is pretty frustrating for our clients to see that most of the insurance companies are taking rate increases and it's affecting everybody. Before, I'd say we probably agree that most carriers would take a rate increase on a specific exposure, like young drivers, higher rated vehicles or more expensive vehicles, and now it's kind of overall rate increases. So in the last year, I've been to several conferences and a lot of the insurance carriers were there and have talked about their loss ratios and how they're affected, why they've been affected. And so I'm going to give you a little tidbit about what I've learned. A fender bender accident that would have happened, say, 3 years ago is much more expensive today than it was 3 years ago. Mostly because all the bells and whistles that are in cars now, even the less expensive cars, have the backup cameras, have sensors, and so a fender bender that might have been $3,500 a few years ago can run as high as $15,000, $16,000. So that's one of the things that I've learned. Jessica, what are you seeing in the marketplace now?
I'm seeing that there's a lot of accidents, and like you were saying, they're paying out way more than they ever used to. Claims that would have been small are large claims. Claims that wouldn't have been filed at all are being filed now. Thefts are on the rise, accidents are on the rise. When there is an accident, there's always injuries being paid out. So the insurance companies are paying out a lot of money, and they're taking losses at the end of the year. So their way of recovering those losses is by increasing the rates. And I'm finding it's not just one carrier, it's across the board. It's every carrier's taking rate increases to cover these additional expenses on the repairs to the vehicles.
Yeah. We have learned that the average loss ratio for an insurance carrier in the state of California that actually writes personal auto insurance is 106%. So they're not making any money. That's why they're having to charge the rate increases, which affects everybody. And I think the distracted driving is a huge factor in that, as well as just the cost of repairs. Just like I talked about a few minutes ago. You know, if you've got a higher value vehicle, you're looking at just for scratches and bumps and this and that. It's very, very costly to fix those things. So I think all of our insurance companies are a little overwhelmed. I know that our marketing reps are out here meeting with us a lot more regularly than they used to. Probably because they feel like breaking the bad news in person is a little bit easier on us. But then we don't always get the opportunity to meet with each of you individually to talk about what's happening in the marketplace. And it's affecting all the agents in the high desert, not just RMAC Insurance. You know, we all have a lot of markets if you're an independent agent, and it's affecting all of us. So when one carrier takes a rate increase, we know going forward that our call volume is going to increase just on that carrier. Well, when you have multiple carriers taking rate increases, our call volume just tripled. So it's a little overwhelming for us, but it's overwhelming for you as well. And we both have to buy auto insurance, so we're affected as well. But we just felt it was necessary to really talk about that and educate the public on what's happening going forward.
And no matter who you're insured with right now, it's a good idea to shop your rates. We have access to a ton of different carriers. If you feel like your rates have gone up and they're unjustified, maybe you're still a good driver or something like that. Even if you're not, it's a good idea to shop it around and see where everyone else stands, because
Yes.
Rates are going crazy right now, and some of them are crazier than others.
Right, and you can actually look on the DOI's website at current rate increases that have been filed. So they have a link that you can go to, and I actually check it about every 2 weeks. It gives me any direct writer in the state of California. If they're filing for rate increases, it tells me any of my insurance companies that are filing for rate increases. So sometimes I actually know before our marketing rep comes out, and I prepare our staff, hey, marketing rep's coming out and this is why. So stay educated and check that out and keep an eye on it and just be aware, because Everybody has to have insurance, and it's not fun when you get that renewal bill and you see a 25% increase. So
Check for your discounts and check your annual miles, because insurance companies are also bumping up your annual miles if you don't report your odometer
Yes.
readings.
yes,
So sometimes if you haven't looked at your insurance policy in a while, you might be someone who's retired and not driving very much, and you might be rated like someone who's driving 12,000 miles a year. So it's a
right.
good idea to look through your policy, make sure there's no discounts that can be applied, and make sure that you're being rated properly.
Yes, yeah, those are very good tips. So we'll keep you updated as much as we can. So thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you soon.